Well, Jason Kidd now 0-5 in Game 1 as the Mavericks head coach as the Thunder just absolutely blast the Mavericks 117-95. Welcome into our Mavericks Today post-game show. I'm Harrison Graham. He is Jeffrey Cooperstein. Before we react, I want you guys to chime in. What is your biggest concern for the Mavericks in this series moving forward?
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments. We'll kind of talk through our concerns, but that was a bad showing for a lot of different reasons. Let us know what your biggest concern is moving forward in this matchup.
I think this is where it starts, Harrison. This is my biggest concern. This is Luka Doncic's worst game of his playoff career. He was 6 of 19 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3 again, and it was one of those games where the shot wasn't falling, and that was kind of affecting his entire mentality going forward. He wasn't aggressive on the defensive end. He wasn't getting back. It felt like he was frankly lazy in this game. It's one of the worst games I've ever seen him play, period, and I'm surprised by this performance.
He was coming into this series, Coop, in the playoffs, shooting 23.9% from 3. He still had a good first-round series with the Clippers, but the 3 has not been there. He actually made his second one of the night, then missed his final 6. He is now, Coop, in 7 playoff games. He is 17 for 75 from downtown. That is right around 20%. Look,
he's got to be better, man.
He's just going to have to abandon the 3, I think. Like, look, early on in these games, feel it out. But, like, if you're 1 of 4, 1 of 5, like, you can't keep taking step backs, man. And I get it. You're not going to be super efficient every night, and the knee is clearly a bit of an issue here. But you cannot play like this. And more importantly, it's not just the bad offensive night, Coop. I thought after the first quarter, the defense was lazy. This was like a 2-year-ago attitude game for him where he just checked out.
When they missed the year they missed the playoffs, this was a game that looked like it happened in that season. Absolutely.
When he missed 3 or 4 shots in a row in the second quarter and the Thunder started to kind of separate, he just checked out and never really got back into this game. I'm really disappointed in him tonight. And like he hasn't been that way. Even in that Clippers series when he wasn't super efficient in a lot of those games, he was great defensively. He was spreading the ball around. He had 9 assists tonight. That's one thing he did pretty well. He had some good passes. But he can't play like this from an efficiency standpoint, and he can't bring that negative energy. It just carries over to the rest of the team. This is I'm with you. You said it during the watch party. I'll say it here. This is the worst playoff game I've ever seen him play. Now, I'd have to go chart every game and try to go down memory lane, but for where he's at in his career, Coop, this is as bad as it gets from him.
I think you said it perfectly. The fact that he mentally checked out has the alarm bells sounding off in my head, because if he checks out, it kind of tells the rest of the team that it's okay to check out, because whether you like it or not, he is the leader of this team. I know you have Kyrie Irving, but if he's going to mentally check out after the first quarter, which, to be frank, it looked like he did, it's just not going to be good, man. It was an awful performance from Luka. And that's not to say we have lost all faith in him by any means.
And look, I actually disagree that. I don't think this is my biggest concern. I think it was the biggest problem tonight. My biggest concern, though, because, look, I think Luka's got enough of a track record. He's going to play better than this. My biggest concern is the defense. You held them to 23 points in the first quarter, and after that you gave up 94. 39 in the second quarter, 27 in the third quarter, and let me get the final tally in the fourth. 28 in the fourth. So you gave up about 32 points per quarter after the first quarter.
It wasn't good. And
the Mavs are not built to play like that.
And I want to say credit to OKC as well, because they made some incredibly tough shots, and they were excellent on the offensive end. So it goes both ways there. But, yeah, the Mavs, not good on the defensive end, not good on the offensive end. Another just bad game 1 from them, which is kind of a theme of Jason Kidd's tenure so far.
It just becomes tough to keep getting down in these series and expect to come back. What is your concern level with Luka, 1 to 10? I'm not that concerned. I'll say a 5. You can't be wasting games like this, but I respect him too much as a player, and I've seen him play too well in these big games that I just think he's going to disappear in this series. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he has to say after the game. I think, like you said, he's going to even mention that he sucked tonight and he was bad. So hopefully he responds well and he can come out in game 2 with fire.
We'll talk about some other characters from this one, but first, I do want to tell you guys about our sponsor, Prize Picks. We appreciate Prize Picks. I kind of laid an egg tonight with Prize Picks. But the beauty of Prize Picks is you can get back on the horse the next day because it is daily fantasy made easy. Download the app today, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100. They match that $100 on your deposit right away. This was my 3-player entry. I thought Luka would come out firing. He did not. Kyrie scored some of the second half, but rebounds, assists, not there. Josh Giddey was horrible. So, hey, if you're going to lose, you might as well go for 3. Back on the horse tomorrow. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Code CLNS. It's very simple. Stat projections from Prize Picks. You take the more, you take the less. If you hit, you make money. If you miss, you do not. Check it out today. Link will be in the comments and description of this video. Kyrie, okay from him, Coop. He certainly played a lot better in the second half. Had 14 of his 20 after halftime. He was fine. I mean, you're going to need more than this, but he certainly wasn't the reason you lost this game.
Yeah, he had 6 points in the first half. It was, again, another slow start from him, but he did heat up a little bit when the Mavs went on a mini run. It was started by him. Like you said, it's not a bad performance, but you're going to need more if they're going to win this series.
This is kind of one of those, like, he didn't help you have a chance. He wasn't the reason you lost. It was
a whatever game from him.
It's a move-on type of game from him. What's disappointing, Coop, is you wasted easily the best game of the playoffs from Daniel Gafford.
100%.
16 points, 11 rebounds.
4 blocks.
5 blocks.
5 blocks,
5 blocks, and I would say he altered close to 10 other shots. I mean, he was terrific. And this is one positive I'll take away. I think he can be a consistent double-digit scorer in this game because he is more physical than any big the Thunder have. And if he went 5 of 12 because a lot of his misses, he was catching the ball 6-7 feet from the basket. Instead of putting the ball on the ground one time and getting closer, he would take like a tough 4-foot layup in traffic. Like,
put your shoulder down and go into chat, man.
I think an adjustment there, Coop, is catch that, put it down once, put the shoulder down, and either draw contact or take a shot closer to the rim. He was great, man.
Yeah, I thought he was awesome. He was by far the Mavericks' best player in this game for me. Really loved the energy that he brought when the rest of the team, frankly, didn't have it. He was trying to give them that energy, but it just didn't work out. I hope Gafford can continue this throughout the series because if he does, I really do like the Mavericks' chances because I don't think they're going to play that poor again.
I mean, he was a -2 in your starting 5. Everybody else was -11 or worse. 3 of the 4 guys were -15 or worse, including Luka, a team worse, -21.
There you go.
I think plus-minus can be skewed sometimes, but I think tonight it's outlined very well. Gafford was easily your best player. Luka was your worst.
Yep. There you go.
That's kind of all there is to it. You also kind of wasted a decent Josh Green game. He missed a few shots after a hot start, but you get double-digit out of him off the bench. I mean, if he can give you that a couple times in this series, you'll certainly take that.
They're going to need Josh Green to play, by the way, with the absence of Maxi Kleber.
I do think they miss Kleber tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd miss him as much as you did, but you clearly miss him on the defensive end especially.
I mean, Jason Kidd felt the need for some reason to go to a goddamn zone, which that was a horrible mistake. The Mavs cut it to 1 in the third quarter, and then they decide to sit in that zone, and you get blitzed with 3 or 4 threes, and all of a sudden OKC's in full control and they never look back. But
and there were a couple of times where the Mavs went to a 4-guard lineup where it was Luka, Kyrie, Hardaway, and Green in the lineup. So, I mean, they're going to have to play that at some point because that's the bodies they have. I wonder if Kidd elects to go to a Markieff Morris in this one to try to get them some sort of size.
Yeah, or I wonder do they try a small ball 5 lineup? Because there was, other than when they brought in the scrubs late, one of Gafford or Lively was in the game for all 44 minutes that the main guys played. Tim Hardaway did make his return, made his first shot on a nice backdoor cut layup on a out-of-bounds play. I thought that was smart from Kidd to try and get him an easy basket early, but then bricked all 4 of his threes. So more of the same there from him, but nice to have him back. Maybe he gives you something at some point. But look, I thought the Thunder played a good game. I think they just were the better team.
They were.
But that doesn't mean there weren't things that were discouraging. The Luka performance, I thought they got sluggish defensively the final 2.5 quarters, so you're going to have to clean that up. And look, to simplify things, he didn't even have a great game efficiency-wise, but SGA outplayed your star by a pretty wide margin tonight.
Yeah, we were arguing who is number 2, number 3 in the MVP race. It's obviously already done, but I think Shea proved himself why he's up there tonight. Luka did not. So
No.
I thought it was a good game from Shea, man. He made a couple of really tough step-back threes
Got
as
to
well.
line a bunch in the first half, which, say what you will about that. I thought
the refs had zero bearing on the outcome tonight.
Yeah, it was a tight whistle in the first half, but listen, you cut it to 1 in the third. You were right where you needed to be, and then the Thunder took off, and you just didn't match it. So it comes down to that. Jalen Williams got going late, but 6 of 15, you'll live with that. But yeah, man, I mean, you can't give up 16 to Aaron Wiggins. Certainly bench Jalen Williams at 11. So
Aaron Wiggins doesn't even have an NBA headshot. That's how nonchalant
that's
he is.
brutal. I mean, look, I think we've outlined this game pretty well. Luka was horrible, and the Thunder just outplayed you. It's kind of as simple as that. The question moving forward as we look ahead to Game 2, Coop, because this video going out on Tuesday with Game 3 on Wednesday is what changes have to happen?
Yeah.
What changes? I mean, other than Luka just having to be the best player, I mean, he's going to have to be the best player for you to win this series.
The effort has to be there for me. I think it has to be there from the second the ball is tipped off.
And it was in the first quarter, and then they just kind of folded.
Yeah, and that comes to your leader because Luka checked out after the first quarter.
Yep.
And when you see your leader do that, the rest of the team follows. So I think that's key number one. Key number two is you have to be more stingy on the defensive end as a team. You can't give up 119 points or whatever it was.
Let me mention this too. Last thing, 117. 15 turnovers, only 19 assists. That is not a ratio.
And 10 of those were in the first half, I believe.
Yeah, they were. 10 in the first half.
It was a sloppy performance all around, man. It wasn't just from Luka. It was from everybody. I don't like how they performed tonight. That being said, it is only one game of the series. That's why it is a 7-game series.
You win Game 2, it really doesn't matter.
You can come out on Thursday and go win Game 2.
Yeah, come out Thursday. Yeah, I think I mixed up my days when I was saying all that. All right. Great Kids coaching tonight. I don't really know how you evaluate Kid tonight, other than I didn't know what the fuck he was doing going to that zone.
Agreed.
But, look, tonight felt like a player's game. The Thunder played with more energy. They made more shots. Their stars were better than your stars. I mean, it's kind of as simple as that.
Yep.
Like, there's not much to take away there. So let us know, A, B, C, D, or F. Appreciate everybody who tuned into our watch party on Tuesday night. This post-game going out on Wednesday with a look ahead to Game 2. I think the main thing is the defense has got to be sharper, and Luka's going to have to play better. I mean,
plain and simple.
If those two things don't happen, you're going to be coming home down 2-0.
Stay the course. It's a new game. You flush this one. You get a day of rest and go back at it on Thursday. Go get a split. Bring it on home.
Yep, that is the goal. He's Jeffrey Cooperstein. I'm Harrison Graham. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be here all postseason long. Get the MFFLs in the chat. It's one game. It's not the end of the world, but not a great start.